Grow a Garden is one of the worst Roblox games I have ever seen. Hey people, recently I was staring at some plants across the street and I thought I could do that. So I decided to make my own garden. Man, I am good at this. Believe me, if I had thumbs, they would be green. The only issue is I'm a bit too good and I'm starting to get complaints from the locals because apparently growing plants have the tendency to eat Italians are a violation of the US federal law and I would be sent to jail. So I need to find some other way to grow a garden until I get bored. Maybe Roblox has something along the lines of growing a garden. Alright, this looks neat. Pretty Uneducated. Grow a Garden was created in March of 2025 and was made by the Garden Game. It is now run by Do Big Studios, which is basically a big corporation which makes games terrible. If they ever buy a game you like, run. Anyways, in this game you, well, grow a garden. No surprises here. To grow this garden, you have to buy seeds at this shop from this fashionable dude and plant them back in your little dirt square. After doing this, you simply watch them grow into a crop. Size and color may vary. After being fully grown, these crops will make produce, which your size and color also may vary. You then sell the produce to this less fashionable dude and repeat the process. You can also buy tools and pets from these other shops, which can give your plants boosts in some way or other. During this endless cycle of stirring your virtual plants, there will also be events. These events can mutate your produce into having traits, which can allow them to sell for more money at the shop. And that's the game. You may be looking at this and wondering why I hate a game where you do what the title says, but I have a good reason for it, and I never have any good reasons for anything. To prove it, I'll show you this. This game's a lot like this cute little flower. On the surface, it's cute and simple, but once you dig a little deeper, it's literally just a slot machine. You know, it's kind of impressive how I can turn growing plants into a children's casino. This game is literally just gambling. Remember those seeds I mentioned earlier? I hope so, because I just talked about them 30 seconds ago. Yeah, those things have rarities attached to them, and they have limited supply for some reason, meaning they can only buy a little bit of one plant before it goes out of stock, and it takes a whopping 5 minutes for the shop to restock. Now I know this doesn't sound that bad, but each individual seed only has a small percentage of restocking depending on how rare it is. For example, if you want one of the coolest sounding fruits, being the dragon fruit, then I'm sorry, because it only has a 2% chance for it to be restocked, which means it can take around 4 hours for you to even see it in the shop. And by the way, this is how every single shop is like in the game. You can't even buy a sprinkler without having a small chance to restock. And that's just the tip of the Vegas themed iceberg. As planting these crops is also a luck game, as there is a small percentage of the crop being ginormous or golden, which makes you more money. And if you want to try again with another seed, then go back to the shop and wait for it to come back. Have fun! The produce isn't even safe from this, as they also have a small chance of being golden or ginormous, which means you are gambling, so you can gamble, so you can gamble. Yippee. And the fun part about all of this is that this is how you only get a small percentage of the plants in the game. You see, if you want more plants that aren't in the shop, then you gotta use seed packets, which is just more gambling. But don't worry your silly little goober head. If you don't want to gamble and actually play the game, then pay up. You gotta pay $5 if you want the virtual plants. If you want anything in this game that actually requires skill, then don't worry, I got a mini game for you. So what you do is you press this wacky button and traverse through the wall of usernames and press the leave button. Alright, maybe I'm being a bit too mean to this game. This game does have some potassium content in it after all. Maybe I can try to look past the gambling and see something good in this. Alright, let's bring this game up and... Yeah, this game really makes you feel like a vegetable, as all you do is sit around and wait for something to happen. Genuinely, all you do in this game is take your produce, sell it, and stand around for 5 minutes to buy seeds. That's it. The map has nothing to do in it while you wait, and the garden has nothing to do in it after you collect all your produce, which is really hard to do on mobile for some odd reason. The only thing that happens in it are weekly events, which happen with the NPCs in the middle of the map, and they all consist of just telling you to either find a certain kind of produce and giving it to them, or waiting an hour for an event to happen and scramble to find a fruit that has the mutation that the NPC wants you to get. And the only reward you usually get is a seed pack with exclusive seeds in it, which of course has some plants that are rarer than others to get, which makes this entire thing gambling. Plant gambling. I plant not support this. Because of how long it takes for certain seeds to be restocked and how monotonous picking up your produce is, this has obviously led the way for my sworn enemy to come into play. Macros. If you don't know what a macro is, it's basically something you get on your computer that plays the game for you. If you need a macro to progress in a game, that usually means the game isn't worth grinding for, as it usually means the developers expect you to be playing 24 hours a day to keep up with the progression. The seeing it begin to pop up here really shows how grindy this game's getting and why it's not worth playing in the state it's currently in. And on it, the creator of Beastorm Simulator is also here. This doesn't have anything to do with macros, mostly, but I thought it was interesting. So if you want to play this game, have fun sitting around waiting 5 minutes or simply just watching a robot do the exact same thing for you.
What are you still doing out here? You were supposed to fix the bite mark you made on the kitchen chair hours ago. Stop being so lazy.
I'm not lazy. I used to want to do that. If you want to see something real lazy, check out Grow a Garden.
What?
This game has really made me appreciate Pet Simulator, as that game at least has some effort put into it. Dude, this map is so empty, at least put a cat in it or something. All there is just 4 shops that are copy and pasted, and 4 models that are exact same with different clothes on, and that's it. It looks like they're trying to go for the so retro style of game where they make everything look like old Roblox by making everything blocky, but they can't even do that properly, as the shop owners and the pets just so happen to ignore that rule. The most well put together thing in this game is the shop, which really shows where the developers put all their effort into. If you really want to see how lazy this game is, just look at the garden. For some odd reason, they allow the crops to grow to incredible sizes, but they keep the garden incredibly small. Having these big crops is a fun idea, but it makes some produce impossible to get to, and they take up so much space in the garden itself, which is already really tiny. And after you play the game for a long time, you have so many big crops that you can't even move around in your own garden, making it even harder to play the game. There are some ways to solve this issue, like removing some of the crops to take up most of the space, but to do that, you gotta wait until they restock in the gear shop, just like the seeds, which can take goodness knows how long. They couldn't even get the produce right, as half the things are literally just differently colored squares. Genuinely, how is this a pumpkin? I know it's just a personal thing, but you can feed your pets some produce to level them up, but some of the produce is actually poisonous to these pets in real life. This could lead to some kids feeding their pets these fruit in real life, which could end up killing these pets. This is what I want them to fix the most out of all these complaints, as it could possibly save an animal's life. Anyways, this game is so lazy, it makes me look active, which is not good. Alright, I think that's about it. And remember that you are Wait a minute, I gotta take this. Really? Are you sure? I'm not so sure if I can do that. Alright, fine, I'll do it. Alright, so apparently my boss wants me to say some positive things about the game, and so that's what I do for every video. Just give me a minute. There must be something good to say about this game. Well, sure, there's some good in this game, I think. This game could be kind of enjoyable in small spurts. This guy's a funny name. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I really can't find just about anything positive in this game. This game feels like the most desperate and lazy attempt to copy the ever-growing genre of wait and gamble games that plagues Roblox nowadays I've ever seen. At least Pet Simulator tries to cover it up with shiny thingies and sound effects, and Fish has a fun explorable world, but this game just has nothing. All there is just watching plants grow, and that's it. There's nothing here, the potential's dead, and with the company behind it constantly buying games and turning them into slop like this, there really isn't a future with this game that's actually good. I try my best to be positive when it comes to games like this, but I really can't find the good in this. If you like the game, then that's completely fine. More power to you. I just can't find anything in this game that I can enjoy. If this game was a plant, it would be a weed, as all you do is pop up everywhere and make the place look worse. Besides dandelions, I like those. But this game is not a dandelion. These games are a dime a dozen on Roblox right now, and I hope they go away soon. Roblox is supposed to be a place of imagination, where people can bring out their wildest ideas and turn them into a game. And to be honest, we're seeing more games like that now than ever, but they all seem to be getting drowned out by games like this. Someday I hope that Roblox can return to powering imagination, but seeing games like this get so popular worries me. But don't worry, whatever happens, I'll be here to complain about them. So subscribe, please. Well, that seems to actually be about it. My tablet's on mute, so no more of that happening again. So if you remember anything from this video, remember that you are loved. You know, I've been talking for long enough in this video, so I'm gonna let my funny legal plant talk for a bit. So plant named Jerry, what do you think about the current state of Roblox?